Sasuke crew, welcome back to another video. And as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be switching up the flow just a little bit and doing a video on my newest job working at Amazon.
Gender, the skin color, the complexion of your pigment, the same fight.
And I don't just work at Amazon, I work at Amazon Fresh, which is like kind of like a partnership that Amazon has with like Whole Foods. Not Whole Foods, because Amazon actually has like their own like subdivision of Amazon for Prime members only. But yeah, I work for Amazon Fresh, and I'm just going to be explaining how I got the job, the process that I did, what I do for the job. And yeah, it's pretty easy. And I'm sorry if I look really rough and my lips are really chapped. Do I have my chapstick? Okay, I just got off work, so I look a little crusty, and yeah, my lips are just a little bit dry. But yeah, so how I got the job was about a month ago or so. All my friends were basically saying that there's like Amazon was the move, was the spot, and basically everybody needed to go work for Amazon. So I went online to AmazonJobs.com, and I basically just put in the application for them. And it was pretty easy. Like once you fill out, it's like a regular job application, but like once you fill out the job application, that night, I think, was it that night? That night you get like a email basically confirming that you sent your application, and then they send you a location to like new hire, I'm gonna say it's like new hire orientation. I think that's what they call it. So basically, and that new hire orientation is the next day. For my new hire orientation was at a hotel actually. They make you bring like your identification, so like either your passport, birth certificate, or government issued ID. So I brought my passport, and you just give it to them, and then basically they send you to like these different rooms. So the first room that I went into, they had made sure that like I actually applied and that I wasn't just randomly showing up for the job. Then after, the guy sent me to another room, and it's kind of frustrating because the second room that I went into, the guy was on like FaceTime, like talking with his friends, trying to figure out something. I guess had to send his friend like location or something, and it took like 30 minutes when it could have took like 5 minutes. But basically all they did in the second room was take my picture, and then basically that was my ID badge, and it looks really crusty, but don't worry about trying to look cute, because like literally the perimeter of your face, that's it, nothing else. So yeah, it looks really bad. But yeah, they took the picture, and then I was misled, and I thought that you would get your ID on that day. That is incorrect. You do not get your ID on that day. So do not be like, oh, I'm forgetting, like I didn't get my ID or something. No, they give you your ID once you show up for the job. So about a week or after like the guy took my picture, he was just like, okay, you can go home now. And I was just like, okay, that's it. Like, he was like, yeah, they're gonna send you like an email and stuff confirming or whatever. So then I got an email, basically confirmed like everything. And then I think the next week, no, about a week went by, and I didn't hear anything from them. And like they kept sending me like start dates, but all the start dates that they were sending me, like they weren't showing up on the website. So it would be like a start date, but then the start date wouldn't show up. So then I was just like, okay, you know what, enough is enough. So I ended up calling Amazon, and I was just like, is this normal? Like, I keep getting a start date, but the start date is not showing up. So then like the next day, a start date actually came up, and so I applied for the start date, and it was the week afterwards. So I went to the start date, and I think it was from 3 to 8. But yeah, for Amazon Fresh, it's different than an actual Amazon warehouse. So the minimum, or you can do up to 10 hours a day. But for Amazon Fresh, our hours are 5 hours. So you only work 5-hour shifts, unless you do back-to-back, which is 10 hours. But I don't recommend that. I did it once, and it wasn't fun. We work 5 hours instead of the 10. And honestly, it's really easy. It's kind of. Anyways, I'm going to get into that later. So basically, after that part, really nothing. Oh, so I went into like the new hire date or whatever. So when you got there, like they have barriers, so you couldn't get in. So like they made you bring like your ID. Like when you go to your new start date, make sure you bring your ID, because if not, then you're just gonna be out back, because they have to verify your your actual person that you're saying that you are. So basically, I got my ID, and then they like sent us upstairs to like this room, and then they made us listen. Like we had to sign into, like, they give you like your little phone, it's a Droid, that you sign into like every single day when you come in. They showed us how to do that, how to check our pay, how to set our schedules. They showed us all of that, basically the rundown of like new hire stuff, like the one-on-one type stuff, easy stuff. So then after that, we actually went through the warehouse, and I knew something was up when I went in, because first of all, I was like, it is 80 plus degrees outside. Why are people coming in with coats and Uggs on? Like, you know, goodness well, it's too hot for Uggs. Like, I was like, what's going on here? So during like the new hire part, the lady was like, she's like, don't bring the scanners and the snowsuits in the bathroom. So me being me, I was like, snowsuits? What's the snowsuit? She was like, oh, you're gonna figure that out later. I'm just like, what did I sign up for? Because mind you, the job that I signed up for did not have a description for it. It said Amazon warehouse, but I thought it was gonna be like an Amazon warehouse. Well, it is Amazon now, but I thought it was gonna be like a different Amazon warehouse, so I was not expecting that like at all. Okay, so then basically after that, the lady, they split us up into groups, and then they told us like where to go. So then we got like a tour of like the warehouse. Basically for the tour, we just walked around, and then like she showed us what we were gonna do, and then yada yada yada. So then like basically they just show you how to do it. So for my job, what I do is there are 3 sections, and you're either in ambient, which is like canned goods and basically all dry things that don't need to be refrigerated. Then there's the freezer, and then there's the chill section, which is like your produce. So yeah, that's basically what my job is. So basically all we do is you either you pick people's groceries for them, like you have at least 10 bags at a time. They'll tell you that you have a scanner, and they'll scan all the bags, and then I'll tell you like the location to go to, and then you'll scan, like you got to keep going to the different locations and scanning and putting people's groceries inside the car, inside the bag, and basically like it'll add up and stuff. And so yeah, you could be a receiver, which is basically like all the shipments that come in off the dock. Basically you take all those and you stow them away. Then you have to track like where they go, where you put them, how many there are, the expiration date, stuff like that. It's really easy. And then C, you could be a slammer, which is basically the people that like put the packages together. I have a few bad experiences, but I'm not gonna knock it. If you guys want, I tried to make this video as short as I could, not too long. I'm tired, so I'm actually about to go to the store and then go home. If you want more details on what it's like working, like the pay, working for Amazon, basically like company stuff, like this video and I'll do a part 2.